Welcome, everyone. I am so excited to dig into this next topic, leveraging social media to drive business growth. I'm here with Michelle Razavi, founder and CEO of Alavi, and Jacob Clark, VP of Customer Success at Aspire. I'm Natalie Campisi, Senior Consumer Finance Reporter at Forbes. Um, so, Jacob, tell us a little bit about yourself and Aspire.
Yeah. So I've spent basically my entire career working in the marketing technology space from various sectors, but a big chunk of that has actually been in the e-com enablement space. So I've led customer success teams at a company called Tapcart. They build mobile app for Shopify stores. I recently worked at a company called EcoCart that builds sustainability solutions for e-com stores. So I really love e-commerce. I really love the creator space as well, and that's why I joined Aspire. So today, I lead all of the post-sales teams that are building amazing experiences for our customers. Aspire is an all-in-one solution for word-of-mouth commerce, and so we like to think of ourselves kind of as a CRM. We help support sourcing creators, managing inbound lists of creators, and whether you want to build an ambassador program for your biggest VIPs, you want to build an affiliate program and arm those creators with links and codes to drive revenue for your business, or you just want to expand your social reach through working with creators. Aspire allows you to do all of that, whether you want to work with 10, 100, or 10,000. It's the same amount of work. So we help you do that at scale.
Very cool. Awesome. And Michelle, tell us a bit about yourself and your company, Alavi.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm the founder and CEO of Alavi, and we make low sugar, high protein brownies and dessert spreads, trying to help people cut sugar, get more protein in, all while satisfying your sweet tooth. Part-time, I also teach fitness classes. So health and wellness is very much a big passion of mine, both in helping people eat healthier, but also moving their bodies. So if you want to try our products, head to the Aspire booth outside and you can try our protein brownies and dessert spreads as well.
They're delicious. Grab one.
So we are in a new era of commerce and social medias at the center of it. Michelle, tell us how has social media helped grow your brands?
Yeah. So before I answer that question, I want to make sure you guys are awake and paying attention. I want you to raise your hand if you've ever purchased something from an influencer influencing you online. Yeah, it's table stakes, right? Social media is the single biggest driver for mine, and I'm sure many of brands here, brand founders here, brands that you work with if you're an agency or a service provider. It's because we are social people. We buy from people. There has to be a heart and a soul behind a brand nowadays. I think that's what it takes for a brand to win. And for us, it's not just the founders telling the stories, but it's also the bigger community. It's our customers, it's creators. And so we really build around that ecosystem because nowadays there's just so much information, so much noise, so much happening online. So the way to really capture that consumer nowadays is by storytelling, by being really front and center with your brand. And the best way to do that is with social media. It's kind of democratized a lot of ways for brands. And so now is the best time more than ever to build a business and build a brand because there's just so much more accessibility to enter the space and tell your story online.
And how have influencers kind of informed your overall growth strategy?
Yeah, so we leverage influencers, content creators to kind of be our evangelist and share more about the brand, to expose us to audiences that we otherwise couldn't tap into. When you all raised your hand, it's very clear that we rely on people for recommendations, for their testimonials to make that purchasing decision, right? We're that generation, especially millennials, that go to Yelp before we go out to dine to research what we're going to eat. We go to Amazon and read the reviews before making a purchase. When we buy something from Sephora, we look to see, okay, what are people saying about it, right? That curiosity to know more information before making a purchasing decision is so ingrained in our culture. And so it makes sense for consumers to listen to people that they respect, admire, look up to, that they trust to make that purchasing decision. And so we leverage creators to help be that extended voice for our brand, to help, share our message, share more about our product, and get our brands into more hands.
And I know you could talk all day about this, as far as like what types of creators and how many followers they need to have and engagement. But I'm curious how influencer marketing has kind of impacted your business and how partnering with these creators kind of has helped put you to the next level.
Yeah, so influencer marketing has helped us grow in a couple different ways. It's one, obviously helped us grow our e-commerce channels. It also helps us drive traffic to our retail partners. We're in Costco right now, so we leverage Costco creators, which is like a whole niche that I just recently got exposed to, of people who have built their whole brands about what they buy at Costco. So we leverage that to drive retail growth. And we also use our content creators to help us with innovating new flavors, new products. People like to be involved and share their voice, especially, in this day and age where, there's just so many more platforms to reach people. And so we voice note our content creators. We ask them for their feedback. They're more bought in. We, collaborate on holiday gift guides. There's just so many ways to partner nowadays as well. And so we try to, leverage different ways, because when you think about it, when working with creators, and I'm sure you can add on to this, is you want to avoid it being transactional, where it's just like, okay, here you go and here you go. It's rather, hey, let's partner together. Or do you want to partner multiple times so that it's a very authentic, organic partnership? And I think really finding those partners that really share that aligned vision or equally excited about what you're building is really that sweet spot to scale and grow, and being strategic about growing the places where your target consumer will find you. That's what we're also leaning with creators.
And are there any specific KPIs you're tracking towards or you're trying to hit?
Yeah, I mean, we're obviously trying to grow, a certain percentage, month over month, quarter over quarter. And for us, I would say we've at least doubled our growth since really heavily investing in content creators. And that's across all of our channels, right? We've 2.5 extra growth year over year. We're on set to do 3x this year. And that's because we really leaned into content creators to help drive that strategy into our fast growing channels.
And can you talk to us about how you kind of, the technicality of scaling a program like this?
Yeah, I mean, we're at this interesting early stage where we've been doing a lot of things in-house, and we're now, looking to platforms like Aspire to help us scale, because I think every early stage brand needs to kind of get their feet wet, just start somewhere, figure out, who's my key consumer, who's my key persona for a content creator that really moves the needle for my business. And then once you find, what really sticks and what works, then you go into that next stage of scale. And that's where platforms like Aspire really come in to help support you in that next stage, because I'm a huge fan of this phrase of what got you here won't get you there. And I think it's your responsibility as an entrepreneur, as a CEO, to always continue to scale and grow smartly, and finding the right partners to help you do that.
Cool, very cool. Jacob, can you tell us about any key trends in the influencer space that you're seeing across your customer base?
Yeah, I think a lot of what Michelle is saying is very similar to what we hear from a lot of our brands. I imagine there's many founders of brands in the room, or maybe marketing leaders in the room. How many of you have been told you need to do more with less this year? Yeah, most people, right? When are we not doing that? And so I think that's a very common thing we hear. And so what we're doing at Aspire to work on strategy with our customers is it's more than just earned media value. It's more than just, I have $1,000, I'm going to go get a bunch of content posts from these creators. You have to arm those creators with discount codes and links and build out an affiliate program so that you can help monetize the content that they're building or that they're creating for you. You need to get the content rights to that content so that you can go and repurpose all of that content for paid ads, right? Meta and TikTok have gone up on stages for the last couple of years saying, UGC and creator-based content will perform better than curated content. And it's a more cost-effective way to source your content as well. I mean, I have worked with media agencies that are, help me go and build enablement videos, and it's incredibly expensive. But if I can, with $1,000, get 100 pieces of content from creators versus a third of a video from a media agency, that's what I'd rather do, and that's what we recommend to our customers.
So interesting. Are there any influencer standout sort of case studies, success stories you'd like to talk about?
One that's top of mind is this company called Four Moms. They sell baby apparel and gear, and they were working with us initially on just building out an affiliate program, right? So arming creators with links and codes, and so we help them with that. We help them scale it very easily through our platform. But one thing that they noticed was that the earned media value, or the impressions and engagement that they were getting on the content from those creators, was they got over 4 million just from a single campaign. So it was kind of dual purpose, right? They of course made revenue. I can't show the amount of revenue, but it was a significant amount of revenue that they made from that affiliate program, but they also got that earned media value. And then they got the content rights from those creators that they paid, and they started repurposing all of that for their ads, and they did so well that they sold out of the majority of the products that they were pushing through their affiliate program. They actually had to pause the campaign until they got more inventory. And so we see examples like that with so many of our customers, and scale is the key, right? You need a system to be able to manage all of these creators at scale, because what got you here won't get you there.
Right. So interesting. Are you seeing more media companies trying to kind of copy what organic influencers are doing now, but twice the cost or 3 times the cost, whatever it is?
Yeah, authenticity. It's like you were saying, authenticity is so important. People buy from people now.
Right.
So we have to figure out how to monetize that.
So interesting. Michelle, what advice would you give to entrepreneurs or people who want to partner with influencers? What should they look for? What are some myths? Do you need to partner with an influencer who has 100,000 followers, or is an influencer with 5,000 followers effective?
Yeah, so many different ways to answer that. So in terms of like a holistic, if there's anything you remember from this conversation, I want you to remember, always ask. And that can be expanded in a couple different ways. Ask for help, ask questions, be curious. Like, as an entrepreneur, your superpower is that you had the guts to start something and take an idea and run with it, right? And so leaning into that powerful aspect of curiosity will get you so much further by asking, content creators, hey, what do you think of this? Can I get your feedback? They will be more bought in and give you that, feedback that they have, and then they'll probably create more content for you without even asking. They might include you in their link in bio on their holiday gift guide as an Amazon affiliate like wish list link. There's so many different ways that you can partner. And so asking them of like, hey, where else can I support you, right? Instead of, as I was mentioning earlier, letting things be transactional, be like, hey, what's important to you? Is it creating products that you resonate with? Is it like, can I repost you somewhere or introduce you to someone that I can help you with? And you'd be surprised that when you ask, how can I serve you? How can I help you? Or, hey, can you help me with this? How much more connected it makes, and how much richer it makes your experience as you're scaling your business, and how much easier it makes things. And then I would also say, ask your consumers, what do they want to see? Ask, people in your orbit for feedback and help, because as you get more information, my big thing is collect data, right? And that's always going to be your North Star, because the more data you have, the more informed decisions you can make, the faster you can move to get to where you want to be. And so that's how I approach just building and scaling in general, and working with, creators. I think having that curious approach and how you can serve them as well will get you so far.
Yeah, very cool. Jacob, I'll ask you the same question. What advice do you have for everyone in this room?
I think just get started.
Yep.
You know, I think that working with creators, building out influencer programs, it can seem very daunting because if you look at an example of a brand that has 10,000 creators that they work with, you got to think to yourself, how am I ever going to get there? I have to do more with less, right? Why don't I just put that $1,000 behind the ads that I know are already running successfully? The reality is that like content gets stale, and so you have to keep this kind of regurgitating flywheel of new content coming in time and time again. And so just get started. Find your first 10 influencers, figure out the type of person that you want to work with, that you want to represent your brand. Don't be surprised that if that will change over time, and start scaling it. Just do more than you think that you should be doing. You will be surprised that if you find a system like Aspire, you can work with 100 or 10,000 and it's the same level of effort. So just get started and just keep moving forward.
Very cool. This is great. I think those are all of the questions we have. I guess I do have a follow-up question. Getting back to, as far as when you're trying to identify influencers for your business, what do you look for? What are some key things you look for? Is it follower count, engagement? What are you looking for?
100% engagement. I will say that there's a couple different things you can look for. One, are they actively posting consistently? Are they engaging in their comments? Are they responding and nurturing their community, not just posting and bailing? Are they consistently posting on stories? These are all different things that feed and tell the algorithm, hey, this is a strong account, this is strong performance, let's continue serving them more activity. Are they getting good hits on their Instagram reels? Are they asking questions and polls to their consumers to get more information from them? Those are the things I look for, is like, are they truly building a community and are they actively posting and sharing? So I know as a brand, okay, this is a strong account that I want to partner with.
Very cool. And then I'd ask you, Jacob, like, what's the next thing people should be looking at? Should they where should, as far as influencer trends, is it TikTok? Is it yep.
Loaded question, but I would say I think TikTok Shop is becoming more and more popular, especially if you're more of an SMB sized brand. The barrier to entry is relatively low. But other than that, the staples are a great source of revenue for your business. Instagram is a wonderful place to start working with creators, and you can always track the engagement within a platform like Aspire.
Yeah, I would say video content is key. Storytelling, like the Get Ready With Me's, come follow me as I do this. People are just very naturally curious. So I think bringing people on into the ride, into a story, or sharing a story. My favorite mantra is storytell, don't sell. So I would always I would say those are really what I'm seeing getting a lot of traction.
So interesting. This was such a great conversation, and I could talk to you guys all day. This was great. Is there anything else? Final thoughts, or we hit it off? Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.